Part 6, Dronsfield Bros, DB Swallow, 12-inch cut, hand mower, full restoration. Welcome back. So since the last video, I've been fairly busy. I've had some success and not so success, but anyway, we'll go through those bits. The last video, I think we were on the bottom blade, drilling some holes. So I'm going to zoom you in and show you how we've been getting on. Yeah, let's get on with that. So let's get you a bit closer. Again, it's just you and me, so I will do my very best. Right, let's have a look. We'll get you in. So, right, hopefully you can see. So, yeah, last week it was the bottom blade, and I started drilling some holes, and it was a bottom blade that I'd found. It was a sort of new old stock bottom blade, and obviously I had to re-drill the holes, and then I was going to fill in the old holes with some weld. I got some of the holes right, and then a couple of them weren't quite lined up. So what I ended up doing is I ended up having to fill in the holes, the original holes, and also I ended up filling a couple of the holes that I drilled and weren't quite right. Anyway, the long and the short of it, I ended up putting much too much heat in the blade, and I was too impatient. What I should have done is just been a bit more patient, bit of weld, let it cool maybe, and do a bit. Anyway, I'll let you have a little laugh. So that's me bottom blade. As you can see, it's looking a little bit more like a banana. So maybe to cut round corners, who knows. So anyway, needless to say, I've given up with that bottom blade. I just put too much heat into it. So that's scrap. Luckily I did find another bottom blade quite similar, and I've managed to fairly successfully drill the holes, and I've countersunk them, and it seems to fit reasonably well. What I think I'm going to do this time, and not only that, I'm going to put this on the bottom blade grinder once it's all done. But obviously the less heat I put into this, the better. It's going to take less time on the grinder. So what I'm going to do, I think, or we're going to do, is I've got some of this liquid metal stuff. I've used it before. Obviously I've got JB Weld as well, but this sort of filler stuff, Isopon stuff, which seems to be quite good. Rather than fill the original holes with weld, I think I'm just going to put some of this liquid metal stuff in. You know, the blade is going to be strong enough, and it's really probably just a cosmetic thing really, so I think we're going to try a little bit of that. But the rest of the blade seems to fit quite well. It's quite a wide blade. It's a lipped blade, so we've got a bit of a lip on it as well as the original. The only thing I would say is if you do have a go at this and you find yourself modifying a blade as I have, the only thing you do need to be very careful with is when you drill the holes, apart from obviously getting the holes in the right place, is the relationship between the cylinder and the bottom blade. In other words, there's the original blade there. Let's have a look. That's the original blade. So if we line it up, let's have a look. You can obviously, you can set the blade, you can have it too far in and you can have it too far out, which will affect the contact relationship with the cutting cylinder. So obviously you need to get it right. And I've copied the old one, and even though this other blade is a little bit wider and it's on the back, I don't think that's going to hurt, but if we just line the holes up, we can see we've more or less got that right. So I haven't spoilt that, obviously, that measurement there. So hopefully once it's all tightened up and I put this on the bottom blade grinder, hopefully it will cut nicely. So what I think we're going to do, I haven't tightened these up tight, so we're going to take them out, put a little bit of copper slip on them. I'm going to knock them up with the hammer, tighten them up, and then the next job on this will be putting it on the bottom blade grinder. So we'll just swing you around there a little bit. Let's have a look. And then we're going to get this in the vise, screws out, and then a little bit of copper slip. Careful with that. Right. Off first. Bit like the other bottom blade, this one did drill quite well. So again, nice sharp drill. I think most of the time you'll be able to drill. Right, this should just make it a little bit easier for the next person. A little bit of copper slip. Excuse me. The screws in here are 5/16 and they are Whitworth, or 5/16 UNC would do. These are readily available and as fitted to the Ransoms Marquises, so they're no problem to get the screws. So let's start. I like to start in the middle normally. I always feel it's a bit better. Start in the middle. So, let's knock those off a bit. There's a little tab on this blade carrier, which is obviously the adjuster, and I'm very wary of not breaking it off, because I think it's going to break off if you're not careful. You just know that can break off easily. Right, let's try a bit of this liquid metal. We're gonna whack a bit of that in there, in those holes, and then obviously once they're dry, I will rub them down. So, gloves on. Slip in there. I thought about sort of filling those before I screwed it up, but I had second thoughts and I think it might be better to do it now whilst I've tightened the screws up nicely. We're not going to need much. Chunk. Smells lovely, this stuff. It's one of those smells that is very nice. Sort of filler fiberglass smell. Just probably I'd rather put a little bit too much on than having to keep going back to it and putting some in. Two more. Good. Right. Well, I'm going to leave that bottom block. That will probably be something I'll rub down maybe tomorrow if I get a chance. And then I may have to put a little bit more on, but see how we go. You could rub down. Right, now, okay, so let's go on to the rest. So what else have I been doing? The cutting cylinder, that's had 2 coats of screw fix red oxide primer. The rollers have had 2 coats on the inside of red oxide again, and I've sprayed the outside in satin black, which I quite like to do because it will get rolled along the ground and it seems to sort of look a bit better even if it's painted and it's got a few scratches. Black seems to work quite well. So the rollers, the inside will probably be green like the rest of it, and obviously the outer's going to be that satin black. So the side frames, they've had one coat of red oxide, so I have run out now. And what else have we done? We've done the adjuster as well, so we've done that as well. So I've still got some more red oxiding to do. I've got some more cleaning up. I've got the handles to clean up. The gear cover, that needs cleaning up. I've started cleaning up some of the connecting rods. Obviously Ben did the majority of the cleaning up with his sandblasting service. So I think what we're going to do now, we're going to put the bearings in the cutting cylinder, and I wasn't quite sure whether to paint it red and then grind it, but I think what we're going to do, we're going to put it together if we can, put the bearings back in it, and then possibly next video or the one after, we'll grind it, and then once we've ground the cutting cylinder, sharpen the bottom blade, I will paint the cylinder red. So anyway, let's have a go at getting these bearings in there. So I'll prop you back up. You can see, you can hear. So yeah, we can remember it was this very complicated setup with the shaft that rotates and the bearings are in there. So I've just got to think the way it all went. You can normally work it out. I mean, it might be possible to put this one round the wrong way, but we know that's the gear side, so the gear's got a poke there. The cutting cylinder has got to go around that way. That's the way the blades go. So the gear is on that side. That's my shaft. So we've got the bearing that goes on and another pin. So I think it's going to be put the bearing on this end. Get that on. So that's our nice new EE5 from Simply Bearings. Tight fit. I think I'm going to take my bottom block out, tap that on. Not to be in the vice anymore. Let's go back over towards the vice. Let's have a look. Good. Right, should have really put some copper slip or something on that shaft. Really tight that bearing. Good, we've drifted it up to the pin, and then we've got the other pin, a secondary pin, you can see, which obviously keeps the bearing from going anywhere, so we'll pop that in. That's just a solid pin. Being a bit lazy and I can't be bothered to go and find one of my punches, so I'll get in with that. So, I've got a little bit of grease. Let's put some grease on that bearing, or in the bearing. Probably be quite difficult to get it in there once it's in there. Let's go back over here. So I think it's going to be knock this through, and then the other bearing at the end. Let's have a look. So right, so okay, so I don't think there was any other pins apart from that hold the bearing in place, so it will be bearing next and then that little retainer. Right, so let's see if we can get this bearing in as well. Probably put some grease on that first. Now what do we want? We might be alright with that. Let's see how we go. Right, I'm going to do what you shouldn't do. Use a socket to drive it on. Still rotates nicely. And then we had this little retainer bit with the little holes, and we've got another pin to go through. So we've got to line, yeah, we've got that one and that one. So I've got to try and get this in there. Get them lined up. Might not be quite as easy as you think. Let's see. I've got a little bit of wire I can just poke through, something very small. Let's see if I've got it lined up. Well, well, let's try it. Let's try it. a bit more. I'm going to have to get my punch set out with my little very fine needle one. Let's have a look. It's either going to be one of those two. That's gone in there. Shaft still turns, and then we've got on this side, we've got this little funny shaped thing that goes on, and obviously it sits on the side frame. So again, that's got to line up with, see there's a cutout for this pin as well, so we'll see if we can get that lined up. I think probably what we're going to do, because I've got to grind this, I might need this off. So I think I'm probably going to leave that off for the moment. That can go on after. It's rotating nicely. Yeah, I think I'll leave that off because I'm probably going to need to leave that as it is. Once it's been ground, I can put that on there, and then hopefully I can also put the sprocket on. If I do that now, I don't think I'm going to be able to get it on the grinder. So, yeah, I think that's good. Good. Right. Yep. So I think that's going to be it for this video. Bit of progress. Yeah, when I get my red oxide, I can put another coat on the side frames, on the adjuster. Like I say, there's a bit more cleaning up to do. Probably try and do that, and obviously the handlebars themselves. So there's still plenty to do. Which will keep me quiet, but I'll try and do as much as I can between now and the next video, and get some progress. So anyway, yes, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you're doing a Dronsfield Bros DB Swallow, yeah, I've learnt a lot. Yeah, a nice mower to do. Be nice when it's done. Anyway, thanks again for watching, and I will see you on the next video. Bye.